Alabama versus Oklahoma. Final here in Tuscaloosa, 23-21. Oklahoma gets a sneaky win here. We both had Alabama winning this one in a relatively close game. I think I had Alabama by a field goal. Fortunately for Alabama, it was missed field goals that probably cost them this game.
I think I had Bama by like 10.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
I saw some scenarios where Alabama probably did win this game by more than a touchdown. And if you look at the box score and you cover up with your hand that little spot at the bottom where it says turnovers,
you would
Alabama
pick
wins
Bama to
this game.
win 10 times out of 10. And
Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing with Oklahoma beating Tennessee, too.
that says a lot about Oklahoma and their defense. It does not say a lot about their offense. And as they approach a playoff bid, most likely, I'll factor that in heavily in whatever matchup they find themselves in. I think a matchup against a team like Oklahoma, not against a team like Notre Dame, whether it's at Oklahoma or in South Bend, that doesn't change that much for me. This Oklahoma team is decent at home and on the road because they don't play much differently. Their defense, I mean, at
Defense
home,
travels.
yeah, their defense at home is really good. Their defense away is really good. Their offense is super spotty and largely inconsistent. Can't run the ball. I mean, John Mateer, even if he's healthy, needs a lot more wide receiver to be legitimately as threatening as he can be in the passing and rushing game. I'm just shocked that Alabama found a way to lose this football game. I had it being really close, yes, but I was confident Alabama would win. And looking at the box score, not that stats are everything, I watched this game. I couldn't believe what I was reading. Like Alabama outgaining them, Alabama on third down, Alabama with penalties, Alabama with time of possession, Alabama running the ball. All of those things, Alabama was in the positive against Oklahoma in. And then you get all the way to the bottom and you see -3 in turnover margin. And that's the story of the game. Oklahoma gets a pick six. They had a couple of other fumble recoveries that end up getting overturned where they were half a second too late on a hit, where they probably end up getting more fumbles in this game. So I think that there's a lot more left on the table in the turnover margin for Oklahoma. I also think there's a lot more points left on the table for Alabama. So both these teams are really solid, and this doesn't really take away much for me from Alabama. I still think they're capable of winning huge games. I'm not confident in them to run the table and win the national championship like I did in the preseason, but they're still in it. They're still a team that has the characteristics to be able to win almost any matchup on any given day. So as long as Ty Simpson's healthy and he's their quarterback, they can win just about any football game in my eyes. Eli Bowen gets the play of the game here with a 87-yard pick six of Ty Simpson to start off this game. This was a huge play. Turning of the tides, it kind of felt like, no pun intended, that Alabama really was going to have to win this game convincingly throwing the ball. And they continue to try to push the ball down the field even after the pick six. Ty Simpson throws for over 300. They just couldn't score in the red zone when it mattered. Field goals being missed, that was huge. High snap, that's tough. You're going to have high snaps. It's college football. Stuff happens. It's like you go back to the Tyler Buckner fumble snap on the extra point. Like, you can't be perfect on every single play. You can't get mad at your long snapper for missing one snap if he makes 1,000 perfect snaps in the season. That's college football. You know, there's a lot of other things that you can do to win a football game. So don't blame it on the one tiny mistake one guy makes once a season. So I think there's a lot more to it. I think Alabama has a lot to work on. I liked what I saw from them in the run game. They're moving around the running back position a little bit right now. Jam Miller hasn't been healthy all season. I like what they're getting out of some new guys. I think they can slightly run the ball more effectively now. So we'll see how that plays out against maybe some weaker rushing defenses. Auburn not being one of them. So really looking forward to seeing how that plays out in the Iron Bowl.
I think the Iron Bowl is going to be a classic this year.
I think you might be right.
It's going to be insane.
I think the Egg Bowl and the Iron Bowl are shaping up to be a lot better football games than people are giving them credit for. I think it's a huge trap game for Alabama given how much of a rise Auburn is on offensively. If they can play the kind of defense they played in the first half of the season paired with the offense that they now are playing, Auburn absolutely could win this football game. But Alabama's defense has been playing really well too. So regardless of the fact that they lost this game, I thought Alabama's defense actually was one of the best units on the field. They played really well. Oklahoma's defense is just a notch better, but Alabama's defense is right behind them, playing some really elite football. OU's offense did virtually nothing in this game. Outside of the one John Mateer touchdown run from probably 20 yards out, I really didn't feel like they did too much to impress me in this game.
And the difference was just Oklahoma's defense being able to create more chaos.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Brett Venables, being the defensive minded coach that he is, he's had his eye on this game all season, going into last season after how that badly they beat Alabama last year in Norman. Going into Bryant Denny and being able to beat them again with defense, that's got to feel pretty good. You know, at the end of the day, if I'm Kalen DeBoer playing Oklahoma in the future, if Brett Venables is still the coach, you've got to be able to game plan better against this defense. You know what you're going to get. They want to wreak havoc in the backfield. They want to force errant throws. You have to be able to run the football. You have to. Ole Miss, if we hadn't been able to run the football against Oklahoma, we would have gotten behind the chain for sure. And to be fair, Kalon Lacey had like over 20 carries for less than 80 yards, but he had just enough good runs in this game to give us a chance. So overall, this was a great game, really competitive. Um, you take away one play, maybe going either way, things change a lot. So these teams pretty even in my eyes. I like Alabama with the offense. I'd probably take them on a neutral side if they played again. But OU is a great football team, and they vaulted themselves back into the playoff conversation.